Yes, and then I get where I'd like pump my ego. And then got where that was kind of everything. Every time I got mad, oh, I'd start working out. Every time I got mad, I'd start stretching. Every time I got mad, I would go punch something. Like, it was just like it was just like that. Like, it just spontaneous. Every time I got 40 push-ups. But then I got where I think in Bruce Lee saying, you never put a limit to what you're gonna do. You never do it. Never put a limit. You set a goal, and if you can go over that goal, then do it. All right, never go under. Because at a plateau, you stay there. If you go over it, then next time there's a new plateau for you to go to, and there's a new starting point. Yes. And then I got into the fundamentals of strength training, powerlifting, bodybuilding, what aspects you would need for what career you're going into, what suits your life, functional mobility, the neuroscience, the neurological system, physicology, adjusted myself. Then I would I'd want to go to mental institutions and shit, because then I was fed a meal, I was fed and there wasn't nothing I could do about it. If I got mad, I could let go of my anger and put it in a seclusion room and stab with a fucking IM, and then sleep and then get on parallel and get in a reckless trinity of nonsense. But I would like to go in there, and because when I was on, I do that, I get mad, and I wouldn't really have nothing to do but work it out, 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 and learn, and write. And when I start writing, I get in touch with my emotions, and I get mad, I start working out, then I feel power, and then someone will end up pissing me off, because everyone in there had a problem, and I said that to a lot of people. I like going there, because everyone has a problem, I feel like I can help them, but then I get mad. When I went over there, and that, keep in mind, I was so out of myself back there, and I broke a person's ribs up there, and it really scared my concept of power, like I didn't like power. And that's where I just started fighting everyone, because I felt bad. And there was a kid, and his name was Rodney Nesbitt. Me and him fought many times up there, many times. I was in class one time, like a group. I was feeling very motivated. I'm going to talk about my story, because my therapist asked me to go in and do that as part of my treatment. And I was talking about it, and he laughed. And I said, "Excuse me, what is funny?" And he just started laughing and said, "You." And at that moment, I got up. I transcended into a point of anger. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. And I went up to him, and I felt like my shoulders rise. I couldn't breathe, and I was like, "Excuse me," and I allowed him to raise up. When he raised up, I don't remember too much after that. I think a staff, Mr. Kyle, grabbed me. They called it code purple. When he grabbed me, I was still going at it. We were going at it. If I would have been in that movement, with no one there, we would have fought to death. I mean, it's not right for me to say I would have won, or I would have lost, or he would have won, or he would have lost, because that is ego. But at that moment, in my mind, I would have fought to death, and it was a fight or flight stance. And I was just screaming and crying and mad, and Kyle, he was trying to consume me, and they were bringing me to the other room. And when he did that, they forced upon me, that's what they had to do. I threw him into a chair, and the corner of the chair broke his rib cage. I did not know this. I was so enraged, and he had to hold on because of his job. And Marcus and all of them had to come in, and they had to do a big escalation thing. They had to get Rodney out the room, and they closed the door so we couldn't hear each other, we couldn't feed off, because if I could hear him, I was not going to stop. Yes. And then, soon after that, it's weird, remember? And then I didn't know that or anything about that. I just know he was limping on the way out. I didn't think of that. I was like, oh, so what? You limp when you get out. You know, not everything's gonna be perfect. Fine and dandy, peaches and roses. Nothing's gonna be. It's, you know, I was that one road thing, and I was in my room and I was on parallel. And after that, I wanted to find out. I want to say sorry to Marcus. I mean, not Marcus, but Kyle. He's Kyle Bernheim or something like that. And his best friend Marcus, my best one of his friends Marcus, I talked to him. When's Kyle coming back? He said he ain't. I'm like, what do you mean? He's his ribs broke. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? And I was like, what do you mean his ribs are broke? And he said they got hurt when he fell, and I thought it when he played it, and I did it. And he told me, he said yes, and I came in tears. Well, not tears, but tears came, but they didn't come out because I was holding it in. And I felt bad about it, and he told him to tell him I was sorry, and I'd really like to get him a letter, or get him to come over, and I'd like to show my remorse, made my odds forever be in Kyle's favor. For if it was not for him, I might have a murder charge on me right now. And then went in my room and reminisced about it. Felt really bad. I wrote about it. I did these things back then where I would go in the bathroom, work out, and then go in there and turn the heat on, the shower, and let the heat steam up, and put towels around it, and you just breathe until you pass out. You just purify your system. A lot of us had our ways that we didn't know why we did it. It was just something that it worked for one person, so we wanted to try it, and it worked for us. Then we'd tell it to the next person. It was all about survival skills, and I'll be back.